Hello everyone and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to a pretty big update video. Warning in advance, this is going to involve a lot of reading, so a lot of me looking off to the side here. But to get it out of the way, is that it looks like Farhad Moshiri and his group have agreed a deal for the takeover with the Friedkin Group, who has come out of nowhere over recent days to overtake John Textor. So here we go. If I start reading out here, it's the news first dropped on Bloomberg by David Hellier, and then Sky Sports and others picked it up, saying that Friedkin was the new favourite to take over John Textor. And then 2 p.m, the official announcement from the Everton Twitter came out that Blue Heavens Holdings, the company that Moshiri holds a 94% stake in, and the Friedkin Group have agreed a deal. And I'm going to read out that statement now for everyone. Blue Heaven Holdings and the Friedkin Group confirm that they have reached agreement over the terms of the sale of Blue Heaven Holdings' majority stake in Everton Football Club. The transaction is subject to regulatory approval, including from the Premier League, the Football Association, and the Financial Conduct Authority. A spokesperson for the Friedkin Group said, "We are pleased to have reached an agreement to become custodians of this iconic football club. We are focused on securing the necessary approvals to complete the transaction. We look forward to providing stability to the club and sharing our visions for its future, including the completion of the new Everton Stadium at Bramley Moor Dock." It's really come out of nowhere. Also, there's news that's come out from the Liverpool Echo is that John Textor's public display of intent for the Toffees was understood not to have been welcomed, according to sources close of Moshiri's camp, which would kind of make sense why he has ended up siding over Friedkin. The Friedkin Group's one that, of course, we heard a lot about in the earlier months of the takeover earlier in the summer, and it's not the first time, but of course, a lot of sources actually come out that they did similar things like this with Roma, which included backing out and then coming in at a later date to finish the purchase of the club, and it looks like that's what they're doing here. I think there's a lot of articles. There's one from the Esk, I believe, online, which is one I'm reading out here, which explains who Friedkin is, who the group is, and is that his main business in the motor industry. Gulf States Toyota is now one of the largest private auto distributors in the world, delivering Toyota and Lexus vehicles and parts to about 150 dealerships across America. They've branched out everywhere. He's doing work in Hollywood now, which included co-founded a studio that produced the Martin Scorsese film in 2023. Again, this is all on the Esk's website. If you want to read this, I can imagine it can be linked in the description below. You can probably find it like I did with just Googling about Friedkin. I think it's huge news, and I think it's one of those what Everton fans, including myself, have been clamouring for years now. Is Moshiri leaving, a new era being pumped in? And of course, there were also rumours of around 400 and 500 million pounds worth of equity being involved. But again, I'm not a financial expert. I'm going to save that to I'm going to, let the financial experts handle that and explain that to us as it comes out. The news has just come out around half an hour ago for us. This is just trying to get it out as soon as possible for you all. But I think it's huge. It's a huge sign of hopefully intent. Friedkin Group with Roma. I've got Roma's transfers here. Roma this season spent around 92 million euros, bringing in big names like Artem Dovbyk and Matthias Sule from Juventus, including names like Enzo Lefebvre and Angelino, who are probably more familiar. Again, we're not just talking about transfers. Of course, Roma did win the Conference League, had a manager like Jose Mourinho in charge, have had their issues, of course, with bringing in someone like De Rossi and then sacking him really early on into the season after extending his contract. But I think every club has that. Of course, Roma had Lukaku on loan last year. They have Paulo Dybala, or I don't know if he still ever had Paulo Dybala, but from what I'm reading is that Roma are very stable, are a club that are run well, and now you're seeing the fruits of their labour, being able to spend almost 100 million euros in bringing in one of the most touted strikers in Europe after his last season at Girona in Dovbyk. So I think it's one of those where it's exciting. Of course, it's one of those where it's still a process to go. The Premier League still has to approve it, and all these other agencies still have to approve the actual takeover first. So I think it's one where it's not going to happen immediately. It's still going to be a learning curve, but hopefully getting this done early and some investment in the club may give us hope for January that there is some money to spend and improve the squad. There is now going to be, I don't know about Dyche. We're probably going to hear more in the upcoming days about what's going to happen with Sean Dyche. He's probably going to have a talk with the new owners first when they come in. But it's really exciting news for Everton fans all across, because this is something we've been waiting for years now. So it's really good to see that our patience may be rewarded with an owner who actually cares about the running of the club and not just his mates and someone like how the last few years of Moshiri have gone. I think I'm positive about it. Friedkin, someone who I think a lot of the Everton fans have a lot of positivity around too. And again, I think it's the golden goose that we've been waiting for, really. I think, it's one of those where I think a lot of us probably didn't expect this to happen. So out of nowhere, I think a lot of us expected it to be Texter, and now Friedkin has come over, and it looks like he's going to be the man in charge. We'll have to see where it all goes from here. Again, I'm trying not to waffle on too much because I'm hardly an expert on the subject matter here. I'm just reading and giving a live reaction to it as we go. But yeah, very exciting news. Hopefully means a lot going forward for the club. Hopefully means some investment in the club in getting in better players, and hopefully now no more troubles with FFP, because we have an owner who spends silly on things that he didn't know how to do, and of course losing the sponsorships and things such as. So I think it's great news for the club, and I think everyone all around is going to be happy. Again, this isn't going to be the longest video because this is just my reaction, but I think it's, again, going to repeat myself one more time, fantastic news, and I'm really excited to see where the club goes from here. But if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Everton Newsfeed, where we're getting you all the news out on the takeover as soon as it comes out. And then follow me on Twitter at Callum and I will see you all for the next video and all live streams that I am on.